Hello, everybody. It is Sharon from Accidental Art Maker. How you doing? It's been a hot minute since I've done a live. I've, had general life stuff pop in my path, including my son graduating from high school. So I've been taking care of my family and hey, Amanda, and uh, yeah, he's my last one to graduate. So onwards. But I'm super excited to be back doing a live tonight with you all. And we got Marla is in the house and Amanda. I've introduced you guys to each other already, so feel free to chat amongst yourselves. But Marla, so happy to see you here. Marla's watching from YouTube, and looks like Amanda is too. So wherever you're joining me from, let me know in the comments who you are and where you're watching from. Not necessarily YouTube or Facebook, but where in this great, wonderful world are you joining us from? So just a quick little tidbit about me. My name is Sharon. I'm the Accidental Art Maker. I started upcycling and painting furniture over 10 years ago and fell in love with it. It was one of my hobbies and pastimes that kind of got me through a lot of unpleasant portions of life, as well as brought us a lot of joy and creativity and energy into it as well. Um, After doing furniture and upcycling other home decor for about 8 years, 9 years, I became an IOD stockist because I thought that would save me money. Well, that was one reason. The other reason is that I really needed to share the love of Iron Orchid Designs. And yes, I've been sick for a while, Marla. I've been, I don't know, something. I might still demonstrate my capacity of phlegm tonight, but hopefully that doesn't happen. But anyways, yeah, so I love IoT. I wanted to bring it to people, and I had a mission. This all kicked in around COVID, so I opened a small business online. I have many, many years experience in the tech industry, so starting a business online was not foreign to me, and I think kind of just being flexible and experimental was helpful. And then I also sell and I'm a stockist for Made by Marley, decoupage paper, and recycled decoupage paper. Um, so all good. Yeah, so let's get into this table here. I'm going to show you guys this table. All right, I've already started on the bottom. You might see some little pink popping through. I got this from BuyNothing. And if you're not familiar with BuyNothing, it is a wonderful place to, on Facebook. I'm going to type it in here so you can find it um, on Facebook. And it's this hyper-local group where you can find furniture. There we go. It's everything, right? So like, let's say you need a bike for your kid, right? They've outgrown the last one. You go on BuyNothing and you say in search of, I'm looking for a bike. Or let's say you have some old dishes to give away or some yard machines, things like that. You can go on to BuyNothing and you can type in what you want to give back to your community, as well as what you are in search of. I get almost all my furniture off of BuyNothing. I think the last time I bought like one piece in the last year, I saw a marketplace to paint. But this whole summer, everything you see me painting will be from BuyNothing. All right, let me share a video with you. So I started, there we go. I started by cleaning this up because it was dirty. It was dirty. And so I'm kind of the mind of, it's not that I'm lazy, but I don't want to spend a lot of time doing prep work. And I tend to work with materials that don't call for it. I have done things like fix drawers and change knobs and things like that. I like to keep cleaning pretty simple. And when I clean with baby wipes from Costco, I get a pretty good idea if I'm actually going to have to do some more prep work on pieces. So here I am. I'm wiping it down. This was pretty grimy. Like it felt like little sticky fingers had been on it. Yeah, look at that. And so I'm wiping. That little white patch right there, it's actually smooth to the touch. I'm not sure what it is. It looks like maybe a plant has been sitting on this for a while. We've got a couple of other drink marks as well. And if you look in the corner of the screen, you can see what it looks like right now after being cleaned with its sides up right there. So it actually spits right on out to a circular little table there. The sides were not so bad. The sides were actually in pretty good condition, and really happy that I think it was my husband or Amanda. It might even been you. Somebody tagged me on this on BuyNothing, and I was able to get it. So it is a cute little table. Let's see here. What's Marla saying? Oh, yes. Amanda, you spelled her name right. Yeah, look at those gross, nasty rags. They are, it needed a serious cleaning, and I cleaned the legs too. So, anyways, questions about cleaning, you can keep it pretty simple. I know some people like to scuff before they paint. Some people will really go in and heavy duty clean. Um, I'm of the mind where if I'm getting this furniture for free, I don't sell it. If I sell it, it's not very expensive. I like to sell it so that people can own a piece of beautiful furniture. I'm keeping this out of the landfill, so I don't do, I don't typically get things that have a lot of cleaning that need to be done to it. So that is this piece right here. Let me see about jumping ahead a little bit more. There we go. All right. So now I'm just cleaning the bottom here. I'm putting it on fast forward so you guys don't get um, too bored by it. And I'm going to start painting it. So I went through a couple of different paint colors. Wanted to start with some Annie Sloan Napoleon blue. But then I kind of had a great idea for what I wanted to do after I painted it. And Napoleon blue, I don't think would have worked with it. And we'll get to that in a minute. Um, yeah, so it definitely is a great find. So here I am painting it probably with my number one favorite DIY color, which is Kissing Booth. You can find your DIY stockist if you go to the Debbie DIY site, and they have like a little stockist bar up there. I'm not selling it anymore. Paint is just challenging when you're selling it online. So I have scaled back just a little bit to focus on things that are easy for me to ship and don't get damaged along the way. Once you have a customer send you a picture, it takes time to pack up paint too. So if you do order it from people, give them some grace because it does take a couple of days to pack it really well. Even when I have packed it really well, I've gotten pictures of the paint being open by the time I got there and leaving a mess. All right, so painting the bottom here, getting in my pink all around. I wanted to see before I went live with you guys tonight if my judgment of this table was that the stain wasn't going to come through the paint. I didn't think it was after cleaning it, but after painting it and watching it dry, like we're good. We're good. We can do this with this paint. It's really good. If you're just joining, let me know where you're joining from. Say hi in the chat. Okay, guys, I have never used this paint inlay before. Queen of the Nile. Um, and it's not a big seller, which I find super shocking because it's so beautiful. And I was looking at this table with the wings up, and I was like, I think I can fit the queen, the upper half of the queen on this table. And yeah, look at that. So I found the pages and I've got them out here, and you're going to just watch me play around with placement because I wasn't sure. I wasn't 100% sold. And I do know when the table arms fold, you won't be able to see the whole word, all the words, Queen of the Nile. But I was thinking I could cut the words out. I could just have the embellishments on top, right? Like I don't have, I can cut out anything I want from an inlay and put it any place I want. I do not have to keep it all intact like this on the table. So I was trying to decide how would I want to do this? Like, would I be okay with the arms folding down and the words spilling over the side? And I decided, yes, I am okay. I think that would give it a lot of continuity across the side. And then let's look at this. So here we are. I'm like, I know what it's gonna, you can see it, that inlay come through the paper there when you do it grid side up. So I kind of wanted to get an idea of how much of the queen can I fit on this table? And guess what? I can fit quite a lot. I can get past her belly button and that whole pole also. So that is what I'm going to do with this, guys. I'm going to start tonight with the pink on the table up here. We'll get going in just a second. I'm really curious to see how there's like definitely some physical here, but I think that's totally okay. I'm going to start with pink, but I know when I look at Queen of the Nile, like I don't want her to have a pink face, but maybe it's a pink background. So I'm going to put down the pink. I'm probably going to do some like white on top of the pink after the pink has dried, and try to get it like in the area where her face is. You know, maybe she doesn't have to have a white face. Maybe it's like a different color. Anyways, I'll figure all that out later. I'm just super thrilled to have this table and be able to use Queen of the Nile. You might be asking, what am I going to do with the lower half of Queen of the Nile? Let me see if I can pull up a picture of her here again. Whoops. Here we go. So she's got a lower half too. I don't have it ready to show you guys, but I can use that in other projects. There's flowers, there's drapery. I can use it, you know, pretty much anywhere I want to go. All right. I am going to move off camera. You're probably going to see my back in the lower corner here, so apologies for that. But we're going to start painting our little table here. All right, let's see what happens. I'm going to turn on my phone. Well, I got my phone filming too. Hold on one second. That's the goal, at least. Come on. There we go. I know, no Face ID. Okay, come on. There we go. 9. Okay, just give me one sec, folks. I am just wanted to get my camera up and running on this too, because it always helps to have stuff for social media. All right, here I go. I've got my favorite brush, and I've had it sitting in some water here, and Dolores is here. Dolores is in the house from Virginia. We're in Virginia, Dolores, because I was born and raised. I was born in Washington, D.C. and raised in Fairfax County, if you know where that is. So say hi to Dolores, everybody. All right, let's get painting here. All right, what will happen? We want to get rid of this orangey yellow tone. We're going to make a beautiful feminine table with Queen of the Nile. She is going to love living on this table, and she is going to be sitting in somebody's sunny room. And when people see her from across the room, they're going to be dropping their jaws. Where can I get something like this? Well, you can't. It's one of a kind. And that's another thing I love about the art we make. Even though we're using products that other people use, every way that we use them is different. No project is the same. Maybe if you go to a class, they might look the same, but they're kind of like snowflakes. All right, look at that. Already that color is gone. All right, let's get the sides here. All right. Oh, wow, look at that. That looks crazy. Look how different it is. Pulaski. I'm not really sure where that is. Is that Southern Virginia? Marla saying hi to you, Dolores. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Gosh, look at that. That's crazy. I don't know. I just love this color. I love everything this color can do. It just really transforms everything. All right, let's do this right here. So this probably will be a short show tonight, unless you guys have any questions. Put them in the chat, and I'll get them in a second. But I'm just starting a project, and when you start a project, you start with cleaning a little bit, depending on how much you want to clean. You can prep. You can go to great length and detail to prep a piece, or you can kind of be like me and just give it a clean with some baby wipes and get going. Every once in a while, I'll need some Gooby Gone on something. But I'll tell you what, this paint and Annie Sloan chalk paint has covered many of an unsightly water ring or children's drawings. All right, there. I'm going to paint around the sides here. There we go. Round, round, and round it goes. Whoops. Okay. And that's it. We're going to let this dry. Gosh, it's always shocking to me still, after all this time, that when you put a coat of paint on something, how it just magically transforms it. Like, I mean, if you're just joining us now, be sure to go back and see what the top of this table looked like before I started. But like already, this table is happier. Like this table knows it's going places, and like this probably sounds super cheesy, but in my opinion, the whole energy in this little part of the room has changed when I painted this little table pink on top. So this is how it's making me feel. So I'm sure a lot of you out there, when you are doing art, you get that awesome energy and you just know like you're onto something. I love this at the beginning of a project. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. Like, I don't know. Anyways, so, I mean, hey, Carrie, how are you? Welcome from Northern California. I have also lived in Northern California. I lived in the Bay Area for many years. I had my kids in San Francisco before moving up here to Washington State. All right, so I'm putting a lid on my paint because I've been spilling a lot of paint lately, like accidentally, and it's because I don't put my lids on all the way. Okay, I'm going to show you guys one more thing before we sign off, because look, I have all this paint still on my brush, and I know I can get some more uses out of it. So let's see here. Give me 1 second. I'm popping off camera, and I'm going to, okay. So I buy these from Amazon. You might want to know what's in the bag. Let me show you. It's this whole, it is not a stodgy table anymore. That's for sure, Amanda. I already love it. All right. So it is this stack of squares. And if you follow me, you probably have seen me. So I've got, I don't know, like 300 of these in here. I've been using them. So what I like to do is I will take my brush, because I don't want to clean this and lose all this. And I will come in and I will paint about 5 squares. Look, 1. I'm going to show you something else I do too with it. 2. This is just beginning a square. Have you guys seen my square art before? If you haven't, be sure, check me out on, I have it on YouTube and I have it on Facebook and I have it on Instagram. Okay, so we're doing this. Okay. Right? So you just take a bunch, you take your brush, you offload your paint on it. You're just making a background. I'm going to step out of the camera for 1 second and grab a few other things. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay. Now, if you're familiar with IOD products or stamps and stuff like that, give me 1 sec here. You'll know that you might be familiar like with this stamp, right? So this is what a square looks like after I've put a couple of coats of paint on it and I go and I add a stamp. Like this is still a work in progress. Here, I'm holding my paintbrush because it's dripping. You can see a little bit of a paint inlay in there and a bunch of other colors of paint. So I'm just going to go over this and add a few blobs like that. I have no idea what direction I'm heading in with this. I just know that when I add layers and stamps and inlays to these things and decoupage paper and transfers, I can get to, let me show you. If you haven't seen these yet, you can, so this is what, you can make things like this. And they're just simple little squares. And guess what? People love them. You hand these out in a present. Oh my word. So this is decoupage from recycled. It's several layers of paint. You can put angel and stamp from IOD. And then the purple flowers on top are from Brocante. Oops. Let me show you another one. See, and this is all relatively, I'm using Antiquities stamp here. Amanda will correct me. She knows the products probably better than I do. Kathy likes my square art. Yeah. So look, I love that one right there. My little dog right there in the top hat. And so all I did was I took like these little squares right here are decoupage paper and I just ripped them up. You can't really see them here, but like if I hold 2 up together. So I just kind of make like these little series of art. And it all starts with leftover paint off my brush. So like, let's look at this. So here's something that's kind of on its way. You can just come in here and you can just make a big difference by adding a border along the way like that. I've got this bug I started a long time ago. I started a bunch of bugs and guess what? A little bit of pink on it. Whoops. It begins to change how it looks. Not so good on the bug. That's all right. And then let's look at one more thing. Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at these two. I got this square and this square, and they're just waiting for me to do stuff to them, right? And I got this bird cage right here. I could put a little bit of pink just kind of right down the middle. And now guess what? I can put like I can take a stamp of a bird and stamp a bird on top of that. And then this is kind of boring. It's got these streaks. Who knows what I could do to it? But for now, I'm going to give it that. And who knows what it'll turn out to next. So anyways, yeah, you can find, I don't have a link, sorry, but you can find these on Amazon. I just have so much fun when I do my 10 minutes a day and I don't have time to do something big like this. I'll just pull out my little squares and work on them because you can take like little small paintbrushes and just do little squiggles of paint. You can just do dots along the way. And then you can take out your transfer leftovers or your decoupage scraps and glue them down and see where it takes you. Um, they feel like wood. Let me see. 100 pieces of 4x4, so only 100, but it's still. It looks like architectural model wood is what it's called. So, no, it's backwards, but it feels like wood. It's like, yeah. So, anyways. All right. Well, I hope you guys had some fun tonight watching me. Thanks for joining. Stay tuned. I will be figuring out and plotting how to use Queen of the Nile and set her up on her new home. I have some ideas, and um, probably in the next few days, you'll see another live go up, and we will do step 2. I won't be doing any more to this unless it's a live, because I want you guys. I know there's a lot of trepidation around paint inlays, and I know they can be a little bit intimidating. Um, go watch one of my first. Thank you, Marla. Go watch one of my very first paint inlays videos. It's called something like "All the Ways I Effed Up a Paint Inlay," but I didn't use the F word. But that's what I wanted to say. And it has a funny soundtrack, but I messed up every way you possibly could. And I'm in love with inlays now. Like if I could paint an inlay on everything, I would. I tried to. As you've seen, like even my little squares here, I'm like, how can I get an inlay on this? So I also just did a piece. I'm looking at it across the room, and it's got paint inlay decoupage. So what I'm trying to also learn to do is how to take these squares and how do I scale them up? Like how do I get that look and feel on a piece of furniture? I think I have some ideas on that, and I'll be exploring that this summer too. So, okay, for real, I'm going to sign off now. It was wonderful hanging out with you guys tonight. Be on the lookout for my next live, either on Facebook or YouTube. If you haven't been to my website yet, let me put that up here for you to see. Then here you go, accidentalartmaker.com. You can check out some of the products I'm using. And more importantly, sign up for my newsletter. I send out a great newsletter, at least I think it's great, about once a week. On Mondays, I send out something kind of uplifting, a little message for you to think about. And on Friday, it's a little bit more salesy. It lets you know what's in stock and what I'm running out of. And here's something I just used. You should try it. So a couple emails a week doesn't clog up your mailbox. And you can always unsubscribe if it's not something to your liking. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. It was great.